Hey everyone, it's Jen. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I have a little tutorial for the KSCraft store on AliExpress and on Amazon. I am on the design team and I recently received the March release of dies, and I will link the videos below where I show the different projects that I've made. But this one I wanted to do a tutorial because I did not see one online, so I thought I would create one. And this is for the Explosion Box. It's such a cute box, very fun project to do, very simple once you get going, and I'll just explain my process and we'll make one together. So let me just show it to you first. This was the first one that I made. Isn't this adorable? This is the box that is made when it's all put together. It looks like this. And the measurements are, let's see, it's about 2.5 inches across and about the same up and down. Yeah, it's about the same. Yeah, 2.5 inches, kind of a cube. So you make the lid itself and then the box part. And on the inside, when you take the lid off, it opens up and gives you a little surprise. So let's do that. I'll show you exactly what it looks like when you open it. So you take the top off, and the sides open, and then there's a little present inside. Now the inside of this is designed to fit an EOS, one of the round lip balms, or even like a Ferrero Rocher chocolate, whatever you want. But I decided to put a little pin cushion in here. So I had made this pin cushion. I made 2 of them, I don't know, a month ago. And I thought this would be a really cute way to gift them. So as you can see that this little space is cut out with the die set, and I'll show you exactly how to make that. And then I added some pins along the side with some removable dots, and this fits perfectly inside. And then the sides go back, close like that, and then you just put the lid on, and there it is. So I embellished this with, I constructed it with some heavyweight AC cardstock. You want to use some heavyweight paper to make the actual box. And then there are layering pieces. Use whatever kind of paper you want. I used digital papers from Etsy. And then for the images, I decided to go with the sewing theme since I'm giving a little pin cushion. So I used some stamps and dies from Lawn Fawn. I just recently got these. These are the stamps and the matching dies, and these are the, I think it's, So Very Mice. So this is, it's the coordinating stamp and die set. And then for the word enjoy, I used a stamp from this set, and this is the Tiny Tag Sayings. This is a little bit older one. So, and then I glued on some buttons that I put some thread through, and this is some paper rickrack that I added. This is an Impression Obsession die, and you could just embellish it any way you want. If you're going to put lip balm in here, you can do something, a beauty theme box. It's a very versatile box, so you can decorate it any way you want. So let's go ahead and look at the die set, and we'll get started constructing one ourselves. So these are all the dies that the die set comes with, and I will link it down below. I'm going to show you how many pieces you need to cut with each die, and where to put the tape, and how to actually construct it. Okay, so this piece here is the bottom part that holds the lip balm or whatever you're going to put in your box. That's this one. You don't have to use that if you don't want to. If you just want to make it just an open box with the plain bottom, you could skip that whole part. But if you want to have a little raised platform there, that's what this is. So I cut one out already, and I put double-sided tape on all of the glue flaps. Okay, and the next piece here, this is, let me zoom in a little so you can see a little bit better. This is called the, this is the side piece for the lid. So you're going to cut 4 of those. So I did cut 4 of those, and I put tape on them, but I wanted to show you on one that I didn't put tape on yet. You're going to have to cut off one of the glue flaps, because when you put these together, you don't need glue flaps on each side when you're putting them together. Like, you want one glue flap to go onto a side that does not have a glue flap. So go ahead, cut one off of each piece. So I'm going to just do that with you, and make sure you do it on the same side for each of them so they all fit together. So just cut one off, then go ahead and put your double-sided tape on like that. Okay, so for those, then this piece here is the square that is for the top of the lid. And there's a very similar looking one for the bottom. The bottom one is a little bit smaller than the top because, of course, the top has to fit over the bottom of the box. So the top piece is a little bit bigger. So you cut one of the top out and one of the bottom. This piece here is the side wall, and you're going to cut 4 of those out. Those have glue flaps, so I went ahead and scored on the scored line and added double-sided tape to save some time. Okay, let's move on to the next set of dies. These are all the layering pieces. So I decided to go with a pink gingham. This is also from the digital paper. I'll link that file down below in case you're interested in purchasing it too. But these all have stitching on the outside, which you could see, and that means it's a layering piece. So this is the top layer. It goes on the top of the box. And then the side layer looks like this. And the side layer has 2 rounded corners and then 2 like pointy corners. So you're going to cut 8 of these, 4 for the outside of the box and 4 for the inside of the box. And I cut 2 different patterns for mine. This is that same gingham paper, and this is a paper from Arala Mija shop on Etsy as well. And then this is a layering piece for the platform of the box. Here I did it in yellow gingham, but on this one we're going to do pink gingham. This here is the layering piece for the side of the top of the box, so cut out 4 of those. And then these are embellishments that I didn't really, I didn't use in this project, so I'm not going to cut those out or demonstrate those. Okay, so we have everything together. I'm going to go ahead and add my double-sided tape to this one piece that I didn't do yet. This is the one that I just cut the glue flap off for you. So you're going to go ahead and score on the score lines, and you can use your bone folder. I usually like to do it with my fingers first and then crease it with the bone folder. Just going to make a nice crisp line on the folds. Okay, and then for my double-sided tape, I got this from the Alina craft store on AliExpress quite a while ago. And this is the, let's see, I think this is the 1/4 inch tape. I'll measure it for you in a second. 5 millimeter, 4 or 5 millimeter. All right, let me get my smaller scissors to trim that. And I like it to go from edge to edge and just fit the glue flap perfectly. That way there are no gaps when you're gluing it together. So you glue that part there and then this part as well, or put tape on those parts. If you want to use liquid glue, go ahead. But this is a project that has a lot of straight lines, so I like to use double-sided tape because it's not messy and you don't have to wait for it to dry at all. Okay, so everything that we need to have double-sided tape has double-sided tape. So now we're going to go ahead and start with the construction. First, what I did for the first example is I started with this bottom platform. So we're going to take the tape off the small flaps first, and you can use your nail, use your pokey tool to get the top layer off, and then just fold it. And the way I do it is I try to line up like this corner with that corner and then press it down. Just like that. Okay, so we'll do that for all 4 corners. Okay, so we're going to leave it like that and leave these pieces on first because that's going to go on to the bottom of the box when it's ready. All right, so let's put the box itself together. So the box has the 4 sides and the bottom. All right, so we're going to take the bottom square. That's this one. I'm just going to make sure it should be a little bit smaller. See, it's like just a teeny bit smaller than the lid of the box. So that's the bottom. And then we're going to take the 4 sides. And I probably should have used a different color because it's so similar to my backdrop color, but oh well. So what you're going to do is take each side piece and put it onto the bottom like that. So it'll look just like that. All right, I'll just show you how to do that. So take off your tape or take off the cover and just glue it to the inside of your box. Line up the corners. And press it down. So this is the inside of the box, and I'd like to go over with my bone folder just to squish it all down, and we're going to go all the way around with all the different layers. So just put the edges next to each other like that. Make sure you look at it from the side. Whoops, see, that's not quite even, so I'm going to try and peel it off. Yeah, if you don't press it down too hard, you can usually lift it up a little bit like that. Okay, so there's 2 sides, and I'll be right back once all 4 are done. So all 4 sides are done. You can see how the box just kind of opens like that once the top is taken off. And then this is going to be glued onto here. But before we do that, I'm going to put the layering pieces on so we don't have to try to get those on once this is already in. All right, so for this box, I'm putting this pattern on the inside of the box. And like I said before, there are 2 rounded edges. That's for the top, and then straight edges on the bottom. So I'm going to use wet glue for this, just because it's quicker than using tape at this point. All right, my glue was all gunked up, but now I got it, so it's flowing. So I'm just spreading my glue like that, and then just gluing it onto the inside box. And you want to leave a little gap on every side, but make sure it's not covering the hinge at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and do all 4 of these. Okay, so all 4 of the inside layering pieces are done. And while we're here, we might as well do the outside of the box as well. So again, I used that same die to cut out the layering piece. And this one is out of the gingham paper. I just wanted it to look very similar to the first example I made. So I'm just using gingham as well, in a coordinating color with the pink AC cardstock. So these are both nice weight papers. I'm not sure, I think the AC cardstock is 100 or 110 pounds. I know this gingham paper is 80 pounds because I printed it on 80-pound cardstock. So that's a decent weight. So there's 2 80-pound cardstocks plus the 110-pound cardstock in between them. So it makes each side of the box nice and sturdy. So it feels really good and substantial. So we're just covering all the sides. So there we go. This is the bottom of the box with all the layering pieces in there. All right, let's just let that glue dry for a second, and we'll move on to the top of the box. Okay, so for the top, you have this square that you cut out before, and then all of these pieces. This part here is just going to fold on the inside of the lid to make it more sturdy. So you're going to take the sides of your these are the sides. You're going to glue it onto the bottom of the lid. So take off the double-sided tape piece and then glue that on, or line that up. Just like that. Okay, so it's going to go like that. Then take your next one. So that's what the inside looks like. I'm going to take my bone folder and just go over all those glue flaps. There's that so far. Now what we're going to do is take the tape protective layer off the tape of the little side flaps. And then same thing we did before, line up at the bottom, at this part here, and then press it down. Just go all the way around and do that. Okay, like that. And then these are all going to fold in just to make an extra strong layer for the inside of the lid. So for that, sorry, I keep bumping my tripod. Sorry for shaking. Take your wet glue, whatever wet glue you like. This is my Beacon 3-in-1 glue that I had to transfer to these other bottles because my nozzle broke. I think I used my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive on the first one that I made, but doesn't matter. Just make sure it's nice and flat because it is the lid, so you want it to be able to go over the bottom of the box easily. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that for all of the sides, and I'll be right back. So that's all done. The lid is beautifully constructed. And now we're going to add the layering pieces. This is the top piece. And of course, use whatever kind of mix of papers you want. You don't have to, do the same papers along the sides and the top like I did. I don't know, for this I just want to keep it simple for the first few that I make and use the same paper on the lid and the sides, but you could customize it any way you want, which is really fun. Do it for any holiday. This would be a great birthday little present, just put like a gift card inside or some rolled up money or something. That would be cute. So now I'm doing layering pieces for the sides of the box as well. So of course there are 4 of these, and if you hear some noise, it's Gus. He doesn't like me closing the door of the craft room. He just likes the door open. And my husband and son are in the other room playing a video game, making some noise, so I have to keep the door closed. And he cries if he's either inside or out. Did you hear that? To wit. Okay, so we're going all the way around. I don't know, if you have cats, do they hate having closed doors too? Yeah, Gus says, yep. All right. There's our cute little lid, right? All right, let's move this. And we have one more layering piece. This is for the little platform. So I'm going to put that on too before we glue this into the box. Okay. And that goes on. You just kind of got to line up those like pointy parts with the pointy parts on the base. Like so. It's a little crooked. Just gonna slide it while it's still a bit wet. Okay. Isn't that cute? Oh, just love it. And like I said, you don't have to add this if you don't want to your box. I would just cut out another like side panel and put that on top there just to kind of finish it off. And that way, whenever you take the lid off, it would just open like that. But I'm going to add the base because I do have another little pin cushion that I want to put inside this one. So these were the glue flaps that we had previously added double-sided tape to, so I'm just going to go and take off all the protective coating. Okay, they're all off. So then you want to line it up on your box and make sure that it's right in the middle so it doesn't stop any of the sides from closing. So I'm just gonna, hi Gus. He likes to be the star. I think that looks good. Just press it down like that. And then you can like put your finger inside and just smooth down those glue flaps so it's sticking everywhere. Or, you know, use a tool or whatever, but your finger can usually fit in there like that. And then the top goes on like this. Isn't that cute? So I think we should fill this with my pin cushion and decorate it. And I'll be right back once I let Gus out. Okay, so let's do some embellishing of this box. As you can see in the first one that I made, I added some little like faux button hearts on the inside. Now, if you do add something to the inside of your explosion box, you want to keep it pretty flat because depending on what you have on the inside, you don't want it to interfere with the box closing properly. So since mine is pretty full, I decided to keep mine really flat. So I did cut out some more for this one, and this die was from a Surprise Creation in a like button assortment pack. So I just cut out some other colors. So we're going to add that to the inside of this box. So just like the other one, oh sorry, hit my tripod again. This one I'm going to add, I'm going to use my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. And these are all the embellishments that I created ahead of time to go onto this explosion box, and I'll show you those in a second. They're very similar to the first one. I used the same Lawn Fawn stamps and dies. I just colored them a little bit differently, but I did the same set that I did for the first one. So we'll put that together. And then this is the pin cushion that we're going to add to this box. So super cute, right? And it fits perfectly in here. If you want to know what size that opening is, let me show you. The circle, the diameter is 1 1/4. Yeah. And there's a little bit of wiggle room there. You know, you don't want it to be much smaller than that because it'll just kind of, you know, fall out. But this fits in just really nicely like that. It pops in and doesn't come out easily, so it holds it really, it's perfect actually for that. And this was a little mug or like a teacup that I had gotten at Hobby Lobby. But the problem with this is that the pins don't fit with the box closed. So on the original one, I just used some removable glue dots on the bottom of the box, and that's what I'm going to do for this one as well. So I'm going to take a removable glue dot and add them to the corners of each. I'll do that and be right back. So I added actually half of a removable glue dot there. I'm just going to press my little pin down there, and that'll hold it in place. And actually, I'm going to cover up the ends of the pin too. I didn't bring them over, but on this one you can see I added some like protective earring backs, just so, you know, the pin's not out and sharp, so whoever gets this won't, you know, stick themselves. So I'm going to do that before I send this off, but yeah, that's where those are going to go. And so now it'll close perfectly fine. Once the lid goes on, it'll fit perfectly. All right, so that's the bottom of the box. We'll move that to the side. Let's decorate the top. So the top of the previous one I have decorated like this. I have a similar banner, but this one I stamped I Heart You. We're going to put that there, and I'm just going to see where I need to cut it off, and then I'm going to add some glue there. Let me zoom in and put that just like at the edge of the layering piece. Straighten that out. Okay, there we go. And then I have all these cute little stamped images. Oh, they're so cute. These are so fun, you guys, to make. Look at that one. And that the heart and the hello are separate stamps from the same stamp set, and it looks like I smudged it a little bit. Oh well, that's the homemade look I'm okay with. So, but yeah, I'm going to make this one just like the last one. So I'm going to put my little dress here. We're just going to go ahead and add our little mice images to the sides of this box. Okay, so our explosion box is complete. Look how cute this is. Oh, I think it's adorable. It's so sweet with it's pink and white and gingham and bric-a-brac and buttons. Just looks very sewing related, right? And then when you take it off, you have this sweet little pin cushion for a gift, along with 2 custom-made pins, and then an adorable little box that can be reused or used for storage or just as decoration once the little gift inside is taken out. So I think anybody would love to get this box. I hope so anyway. So that's it for my video for today. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions. I had so much fun making these. I will leave links to this die set down below. So thanks so much for watching. Please like this video if you did enjoy it, and welcome to my channel if you're new, and if you've been watching me for a while, thank you so much for coming back. I do appreciate it as always. All right guys, I'll be back soon with more crafty videos. Take care. Bye.